What's up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Wednesday. I wanted to share that video with you. Bank XRP posted that. I thought it was funny, but I also thought if you actually delve deeper into what this video means is the XRP community understands exactly what they hold. The noise outside does not matter. I think that everything has happened that has happened over the past year, 2, 3 years is not by coincidence. The SEC thing that happened in December is not by coincidence. Maximalists from a proof of work standpoint, talking down to XRP holders is not by coincidence. It's partial misunderstanding and just partial blatant ignorance, partial misunderstanding. And there's a big part of that that comes from fear as well, because they understand the implications of something like XRP actually being utilized from a utility standpoint, because the assets that they essentially hold may have name recognition, they may have network effect to an extent, but the use case and the utility from a green asset standpoint is just not there, in my opinion. So I'm not paying attention to the noise. I'm holding XRP just like I always have. Moving on forward here. I was sent this today. This is gigantic in my opinion. This is essentially Barclays. This is their corporate credit cards. And they talk directly about crypto now. They're saying essentially that things that are changing in their network. The cash balance description has been updated to include fees that may be charged by third parties and that may refer to cryptocurrencies as digital currencies. So Barclays is going to start, obviously, utilizing digital currency to some extent. If this document is true, which I believe that it is. Now, this gentleman here wants to remain anonymous. I do want to say thank you very much for providing me with this. I rarely use other people's content, but when I do, I always like to say thank you, and I want to tell you thank you personally if you're watching this, but because I think this is valuable for all of us to understand and all of us to know. Now, this is the actual document. I imported this into WordPad because I didn't want to have the guy's name show up. So I'm curious if any other Barclay card corporate members that hold credit cards actually received a document like this. Summary of key changes, Barclay card, business credit card, terms and conditions. What's different and how it affects you. Now, I just took another snippet of this one portion here because it kind of leads you to believe that something else may be going on behind the scenes. I'm not saying this for a fact. I'm just telling you how I interpret it. What is going to change as far as terms and conditions, not including interest rates? And they talk about this last bullet point here. It reflects reasonable changes to the way we run our business. This could be because of a change in the banking or financial system, technology, or the systems that we use. Directly from Barclays. Well, what has Barclays talked about in the past? This is from a corporate presentation from Barclays directly in the past, talking about some of the attributes that make blockchain a big deal. They're talking about system resiliency right here. And they directly reference Ripple and XRP, essentially in the cloud here. So near real-time movement / validation / settlement. We can see the originating currency going into the RippleNet cloud, and we can see XRP right here, and we can see the destination currency going out. So we have that bridge mechanism, or at least the implication is there that there is a bridge mechanism or some sort of a bridging aspect taking place between these two institutions via some sort of a DLT cloud. And they just so happened to mention Ripple and XRP as the implied bridge asset there. So think what you want about that. I want to go over this a little bit. This is gigantic in my opinion. This is Alliance Block again. I'm not trying to directly show them, but this is huge in my opinion. Testnet of Alliance Bridge going live. Faster, safer, and more decentralized than any other bridge. Now this Alliance Bridge through Alliance Block, and we just saw that they partnered with Hedera Hashgraph, is going to be leveraging Hedera's consensus service. And it's going to be launching today, the testnet, and they're going to support Ethereum, Binance Chain, Avalanche or AVAX, and Polygon, which was previously Matic, as we know. Now, to read more into this, Alliance Bridge helps DeFi to overcome the limits of a fragmented blockchain space. One of the biggest challenges technology is facing today is related to the interoperability between blockchain systems. Blockchains are inherently siloed, which means that there are no built-in mechanisms that allow for different blockchains to connect to each other. A blockchain is, in essence, a self-contained system. This limits the potential reach of blockchain applications, as it leaves them tied to a particular blockchain. For example, Bitcoin holders do not have a readily available way to use their BTC in DeFi dApps running on Ethereum. I'm not going to read this whole thing. If you're interested in this, I certainly suggest you read this. But here's what's really crazy to me. I think that there's probably some sort of a deep relationship between Hedera, Hashgraph, and Quant as well. I'm not going to say that for certain, but everything that I see from Quant's standpoint is essentially, once you're on the interoperability network of Quant with the overledger, with the smart contracts and everything else, you're going to be able to pick and choose certain blockchain aspects that work best for certain use case situations. And I think that Alliance Block plays a big role in this, in my opinion, because we always hear Alliance Block, and even in their previous discussions, talking about, especially in their discussions with Quant. I shared something with Crypto Eddie on this, essentially saying that it's a multi-token interface that's interoperable, where you can choose. I mean, it implies you can choose certain different aspects of certain different DLTs or tokens inherently as well, and use them in this ecosystem. Built on the Hedera consensus service, in my opinion, is gigantic. We know how efficient the Hedera network is from a speed and a cost standpoint. So I am really going to be interested to see how this plays out. And I'm also curious to see if we don't see some sort of things announced with Quant here in the near future. Last but not least, I will say, there is backing to that actual statement. This is from Gilbert Veridian, or Gilbert Veridian. I think this was a presentation that was done probably last year at some point, maybe a year and a half ago. This is an AMA, and this question was asked by CT: are there any plans to set up connectors with exciting enterprise-focused blockchains such as Hedera or Perlin? If you haven't looked into Perlin, look into them as well. And Gilbert says, yes, the universal connector we're releasing will allow for anyone to create a new collector or connector to Overledger for us to QA and add, including things like Hashgraph. So I think this is all giant. I mean, it's very much so in front of our faces, like it always has been. I will continue to try to make these live stream videos. I know it's difficult to some extent here, but I will do more so as much as I can. I will link this